Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam, and this is Living Beyond. And you have stayed with me for 9 videos. This is the 10th in our series about finding a way to help our normal, daily, everyday lives feel more like we're living on vacation. And you've been with me. So today, let's close it all out and help it make an awful lot of sense and figure out how it's actually possible to do all this that we've talked about. Quick recap. We've talked about how on vacation we plan more in order to make all the things happen that we want to happen. We talked about making fun a priority instead of a thing to do with our leftover time, whatever that is. We've talked about the balance between flexibility and planning. We've talked about on vacation how we tend to focus on having good food, good and healthy food that's actually fun too, and how to bring a little bit of that into our daily lives. We've talked about how when we're on vacation, we're a noticer. We notice the things in the area around us, the things in the vacation place where we are, maybe in ways that we don't notice them so much in our homes or in our home areas. We've talked about having movement that is fun. We tend to call it exercise, but on vacation, we don't call it that. On vacation, we just go out and have fun, but we're moving and we're getting exercise and we're having fun. We talked about sleep and then also rest, relaxation, and restoration, how all of that is important and it's easier to get it somehow on vacation. We talked about simplifying our lives and we talked about spending time with family and friends. Now, there's something that you may notice about every one of those things. Every one of those things are the things that we know are integral to a satisfying and mentally healthful life. We know that already. But what I think ends up happening is that our lives get so busy. And as we close out, I'd like to think about how often when we're on vacation, let's go back to what we talked about that very first day. There's more planning that's involved. We get real, maybe stuck is not the right word. We just get more used to the habits that we're in. And the only way to change some of those habits, the only way to create maybe more of the life that's the way we want it, is to intentionally make some shifts from living in our own habits, because our habits will take us down the same paths we've been in forever. In our habits, if some sort of creative movement is not planned into our day, it just doesn't happen. The end of the day comes and we just haven't made it happen. But if we plan it, if we're living intentionally, if we're living our lives by design. So our point is here, all of these things that we say are things that can go into living a life that feels like it's on vacation. Those things can happen if we are living a life by design, but they will not happen if we are living a life of habit and default. So design, default. What does that mean? That means that, well, I think I've read that the statistic is 85 to 90% of our life is lived in default mode. That's just all the time, getting up, going about our daily life without even really thinking about what we're doing. So it takes some being intentional to figure out how we're going to be more intentional, how we're going to have more of a design, how we're going to design that healthful food into our life, how we're going to design being around more friends and family, how we're going to design having fun movement and fun in our day. And I do believe that's what it boils down to. I honestly believe if we spend more time on the front end in our week, maybe on a Sunday, if that's what works best for me, your week may be entirely different. But I do believe if we spend more time on the front end making plans and well thought out plans and writing down those plans when we're going to do the things we're going to do, then we're so much more able to get them accomplished. And even if they don't get all accomplished, the part that we make progress toward will be an improvement. So if you make plans, if you just determine that every week for the next month on Sundays, you're going to sit down and you're going to plan your week and you're going to be sure to figure out when am I going to plan my meal planning. You're going to put that in your planning on Sunday and you're going to decide when and what am I going to do that's movement, that's fun. What am I going to do flat out for fun? When am I going to rest and relax? When am I going to get my sleep? What am I going to do to be sure that I get my sleep? As you're doing that on your Sunday and you're writing it down in your calendar or your planner, you are so much more likely to get it done. Now, is it all going to get done? No. But the good thing is, as you create a habit of planning well like that, you will find that you are improving and you are getting more of it done. When I look back at my life, I don't know, a few decades ago, I was not an organized, hold it together person. I wasn't. I struggled so hard to keep all the things together. But as I've gotten better and better and better at planning and holding myself accountable to my plan, and then tweaking it when it didn't work, and then in having grace and flexibility for myself when I needed to find a new way because a current way wasn't working. What I've discovered is that over time, and I do mean over a length of time, so please give yourself grace and mercy, but over a good bit of time, I have really improved. And I'm so much more relaxed and feel so much better about the things I am getting done. And I know that you can do that too. So, if you want to have more of the things in your life that make your day or your week or your month feel more like you're living on vacation, the biggest step is being careful and intentional and designing that life. Every moment of every day, you are either living by design or by default. What are you doing right now? I'll even ask you this question. You're scrolling through and you're finding this video on social media. Is it because you want to be sitting there right now going through social media, or is it because you kind of got bored or you're in between things and it's a habit? I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're listening. I'm glad we're together. But if you happen to be wasting time, put that phone down, go to your planner, and write when you're going to do your investigative work online. And if it's not that time, don't do it. Go do some time having fun, visiting with family or friends, getting a little rest, planning something good and healthful and delicious to eat this week. If that's too much, can you just plan some snacks or just plan some healthful breakfasts? Can you plan for one person you want to reach out to that you haven't talked to in a while? As you make those little steps, you will see big changes. I've enjoyed this series so much, and I'm looking forward to our next one together. Thanks, and let's together live beyond chaos and work and drudgery. Let's live full into living on vacation every day. Thanks, and bye-bye.